Today, we're going to talk about background information, what it is, why you need it, and how you can find it. Background information readies you for further research. It's like looking up directions for how to travel to a new place. It gives you basic information so that when you actually travel into the deeper research on your topic, you are able to read more advanced content on your topic as you already have a basic understanding of your topic. Background information on a given topic gives you a basic understanding of your topic, so when you go and read more advanced sources, you already have the gist of your topic. It also assists you in narrowing your topic by presenting subtopics that you'll see and you'll read throughout the entry that you're looking at. Background information is also very good for giving you additional synonyms on your topic that describe your topic or relevant keywords that have to do with your topic and are related. So it makes further research more productive as well. Background information can be found in sources like dictionaries, which define topics, encyclopedia articles which define and explain topics. They give you the basic understanding. Background information can also be found in introductory chapters in books that again will give you an overview of a topic so you have a basic understanding for further specific reading. You may hear the term reference sources. Reference sources are any kind of background information like dictionaries, like encyclopedias. There's other ones like atlases, which are collections of maps. Those are all considered reference resources. Introductory chapters would not be considered reference sources, but it is important to understand that you can still get a lot of good background information from introductory book chapters. Here are some specific examples of the kinds of information you're going to find in background sources. You're going to get significant aspects of the topic, definitions, a summary, descriptions that really illustrate the topic. You're going to get the history of the topic, and then also how has what we know about a topic changed over time. And you're going to get significant dates that are important to understanding how the topic, the body of knowledge of the topic, or the history of the topic developed. And you're going to get information about important organizations that had to do with the topic, important people, scientists, mathematicians, historians, whoever is involved, judges with your topic. So there's a lot of, again, the basics of a topic. So you come away and you already have a decent understanding. If we were looking at an encyclopedia article on gorillas, we would read about things like how are they classified in the animal kingdom, what are their physical characteristics, what is their habitat, how do they socialize with one another, how do they reproduce and raise their young, things like that. If we were looking at an encyclopedia article on the Civil War, we might read about the dynamics that led up to the Civil War, the chronology of the war, so what were the important dates along the war, key descriptions of significant Civil War battles and their significance to the war, people who were involved in the Civil War and what were their important roles, and then how did the Civil War end. If we looked at an introductory book chapter, which again is not a reference source, but it is a source of background information, we might look at how did society realize we have a need for special education, how do we develop that, what kinds of conditions do people have that qualify for needing special education, what was the history of the development of special ed in a place like the US, and what kinds of interventions do we have to assist people. So again, by reading these articles, we would by no means be experts on these topics, but we would have a good basic understanding of them to go and read further. Here's a visual example for you of an actual encyclopedia article. This is on Alexander Hamilton from the Britannica Concise Encyclopedia. We see a picture of him, and we see in the paragraph here some basic biographical information. So what was he doing, where, and when was he doing it? And if we read through this, not only do we get a history of him, but we can also look for keywords and movements he was involved in and contemporaries of his, people that he worked with, maybe he was enemies with, that sort of thing. So we have keywords for further research. So for instance, if we read through it here, he became the leader of the Federalist Party in the US, which advocated for a strong central government. So Federalist Party could be something we go and research and understand more to understand Alexander Hamilton more and understand the movement that he was involved in. So by no means now are we Hamilton experts, but we know a little bit about him now. Reference resources can be general in nature. You might hear the term multidisciplinary for general, and that would be resources like the Encyclopedia Britannica, World Book Encyclopedia. These cover a wide range of topics and subjects. So you're going to find articles on the Civil War in this source, an article on gorillas, an article on astronomy, all alphabetical in the same reference resource. There are also specialized reference resources, and those cluster around a single topic or discipline or a very, very small range of them. And those are things like Mosby's Dictionary of Medicine, Nursing, and Health Professions, the Dictionary of Art, Great Supreme Court Cases, or Historical Statistics of the United States. Those are a few examples there, and those, as the title suggests, are all focused on certain topics and a small range of them. So now that we have discussed how awesome background information is for you, where can you actually go to get it? Want to open up a browser and start at our homepage, library.elgin.edu. Once you're on the library's homepage, to get to background information, select Article Databases. This is an alphabetical list of all the databases that we subscribe to. Did you know you can narrow it by all types here? Limit to dictionary/encyclopedia. That could also say background information. This then will limit you down to all of the reference databases that we have. When you're just starting out looking for information, two good choices to start with are Credo Reference and Gale Virtual Reference Library. If we're off campus, we need to log in with our Access ECC username and password to go into Credo Reference. Here we are inside the database. This is Credo Reference, so it's full of all kinds of encyclopedias and dictionaries, which are background information to help you begin researching. This is the search box. You can type in what it is you're looking for, and all of the entries that mention that term will come back to you. Let's search here. And we get all kinds of results. What's in blue up at the very top is the title of the article. This is the encyclopedia that it came from, and then you get a little blurb of the article itself. Here's more results. There's ways you can narrow down depending on what you're looking for. Some articles might be useful to you, some might not be. And again, you can see the titles of the articles, and you can see the encyclopedia or the dictionary that it came from. So you can start to get an idea of if the resource is specialized or if it's general, and if it's relevant to what you want to try to find out about Alexander Hamilton. Some of the other databases we have that are not explicitly geared towards dictionaries or encyclopedias might also have background information in them as well. While you're searching, what you want to look for are icons that say reference or describe the source type as encyclopedias, since you know encyclopedias are considered reference sources and have background information in them. They are going to be background information sources you can look at. In this video, we talked about what background information is, why it's important, where you can find it, and what it looks like. I hope this was helpful to you. We ECC librarians are always here to assist you. If you have questions or if you need help finding some background information, please don't hesitate to get in touch with us. Thank you for watching and happy searching.